Hello students, welcome to this session. This is the third session of your second chapter. In this session I will be discussing these topics. Starting with the first chapter, which is structure of C++. Structure of C++ programming is similar to that of structure of C programming, where you will have several sections like command section, hashing preprocessor derivative section, and you are going to define the constants. It will be followed by sub function declaration, and it will be followed by main function, and then you are going to have the sub functions. Similarly, in C++ also we are going to have the same structure. I am going to discuss only which are different. Like say for example, if you are writing a C program, you used to write hash include stdio.h, which is standard input output.h. Similarly, in C++ we are going to have iostream.h. Now this header file is used for performing input output. In C program we used to use stdio.h. In C++ we will be using iostream.h. Now what is iostream? As the name says, first it is IO, which is nothing but input output. Stream is nothing but data flow. Flow of data from input devices to a memory or to some computation device, and flow of data from computational device to some other output devices. Those are the two different types of data flow we have. First is like input stream, and second one is like output stream. So whenever I say input stream, if you consider the CPU from any kind of input devices, if the data is flowing into the CPU, then that is nothing but input stream. Again, when data is processed and it is written onto any kind of output device, then that is called as output stream. These are two different types of predefined classes. So these classes are used to perform inputs as well as outputs. So as I told you, if you consider you have a keyboard is an input device. If you press any key on this particular keyboard, that particular data will be sent to the CPU. That is nothing but CPU is getting input from this device, which is keyboard. Again, when you have some file in your hard disk, if you try to open that file will be displayed on what? That will be displayed on the monitor. So that is nothing but the information you are giving to some other device. Here you are taking information from some other device, which will be input, and here you are giving output to the some other device, that will be like output. These functions are controlled by input stream classes as well as output stream classes. That is provided by this header file called as iostream.h. Now again, so why I am discussing this? Because I need to explain this cout and cin. Those two things are dependent on these two classes, which is input stream class as well as output stream class. Now coming back to the structure, so I told you we will have the header file like this, hash include iostream.h. After that, in C program what we used to have is, we used to have a definition section where you are going to write hash define. The same thing you can also use in C++ also. You can write definition section where you will be writing hash define pi equal to 3.14. The same thing you can use here also. So like you are going to have hash define, where definition section you are going to write some variable and some constant value for that particular variable. Okay. Now after that, next we are going to define class. So what is class? Class is nothing but a collection of objects, or class is a collection of data members and member functions which are related. That is nothing but class. This topic we are going to discuss in the next chapter. So how to define class or definition of the class is done after definition section. So it is just similar to that of your structure what you studied in C program. The same thing, similar to that we are going to see classes. After defining classes, Next we are going to define functions. If you have any function that has to be declared, that function can be declared here by using definition of function. Again, we can at last will be defining the main function. So this will be the structure of your C++. First the comments, next you are going to write the include statement, next you are going to write the define statement. After that you can define the class, then you are going to define the function, and it will be followed by main function. So I'll just give you one example how to write an C++ program. So first the same statement will be as it is, hash include iostream.h. So I'll include only a function which is your main function. Now, as you know here, void is nothing but the return type of this function main, and this main function does not have any arguments. This is the body of the function. Now in this function, that is main function, it indicates what? It indicates the beginning of execution of a program. Any program that is C or C++ will be starting its execution by default from a function called as main function. Now here in this function I am going to just write one statement called as cout. So cout, I will be using operators like this. I will explain what it is. I will just write program 1. Now this is similar to that of printf, that is, this is the output statement. This is the output statement which is cout in C++. This is similar to that of what? It is similar to that of printf in C programming. Okay. Now this will be some basic structure of your C++. For every C++ programming, we are going to have a iostream header file, and it will be followed by a main function. Okay. Now this is about your this is about the structure of your C programming, or so it is C++ programming. Next, coming for comments. Comments that we have you have already studied in your C programming. There are two types of comments. One is single line comment, other one is multi-line comment. The same thing will be applied in C++ also. Okay. Now this what I have written, this is single line comment. It will be written in the 2 backslashes, and again when you are writing a multi-line comment, we will be writing something like this, which can be used for multiple lines. Okay. So that is about comments. And one more thing you should remember is comments are not executable. That is only for the purpose of explaining about that particular concept or logic. I will be using comments. Okay. So next statement you have is cout and cin. What is cout? Cout is an object. Okay. So what is object? Object is, like, we will consider it as a runtime entity, okay, or instance of a class. Okay. So this we will discuss in other chapters. Now for just time being understand, I told you something like output stream. I told you something called as output stream. What is output stream? Whenever you want to write the data onto some output device, we will be having a predefined class. That class is called as what? Output stream. For this output stream, we will create an object. That object is nothing but what? cout. Okay. If you are not able to understand this, I will just give you an example. Suppose if you write a structure, how to write a structure? We will be writing a keyword called as struct, followed by, I will name it as, say for example, book. I will name it as book. In this book, I will have some variables, and I am going to write one variable called as b1, which will be used to access book. You know, you have already discussed this in your C programming. You have structure, that structure name is book. In this book I have some variables. I'll just mention one or two. Suppose say I'll write int ISBN and character, title of the book. These are the two variables I have for this structure called as book. Now this B1 is a variable of what type? Book type. Book is a user defined data type. For that user defined data type I have a variable called as B1. By using this B1 I can access ISBN as well as title. This is what we have studied in C programming. But in C++ what will happen is, it is a bit advanced. That is, I am going to make it as a new kind of user defined type called as class, and the same name I will use it as book, and I will have the same two variables. Here instead of not only just two variables, I can add functions also. Like say for example, I will write some function called as void return book. Okay. Now I have a function called as void return book. So as you see, in structure will not have functions, but in class will have both data as well as functions. This type of representation is where will be available in output stream also. Output stream is a class that is already written, that is predefined, already defined. That class contains all the functions that is required for what? Performing output. To perform output, whatever functions are required, that functions are already defined in an output stream class. For that class I am going to create cout. That is, just write some variable like B1. Now this B1 is a variable by which we will be accessing ISBN, title as well as this return book function. Similarly, cout is a function that is already been written or already defined for a class called as output stream. Okay. So just understand, cout is an object of which class? Output stream class, which is used to perform what? Which is used to perform output. Okay. If you are getting confused with all these things, just don't remember all those things, just understand cout is a object that is already defined. This is the object of which class? Output stream class, which is already defined only for performing output. Okay. Now for this output stream, so whenever I want to print something, then I will be using cout followed by an operator. This operator is bitwise left or bitwise left operator, which is used to write something. Whatever I write, this will be printed onto the output device. This operator, it is also considered as insertion operator. So what is insertion? Insertion is, if I say insertion, what is insertion operation is, from the CPU, as I told you, the output or data will be inserted onto the output device. That is why it is considered as insertion operator. Okay, insertion operation by which whatever data that is specified here will be printed onto the output device. Similarly, whenever I want to read the input, then I will be using input stream class. Input stream class. For this input stream class, I will have a inbuilt object or predefined object called as cin. It is written something like this. Cin operator is just opposite. It was bitwise left. This is bitwise right. Okay, and I am going to mention the variable name. Suppose I will define a variable called as x. I will write x. So here this that is right, bitwise right operator or that particular operation is also called as extraction. What is the meaning of extraction? As from the input device, that is, as I told you, you have a keyboard. From that keyboard, the CPU is going to take the or extract the particular information to its for its calculation. In that case, we will be calling that as extraction operation. Okay, so that is about cin. So cout is a function that is used for writing the output onto the device, and cin is a function or that is an inbuilt object that is used for reading the input from the input devices. So that is about those two topics, how to read the input as well as how to write the output. Now, if we want to just read some information and to print some information, we are going to write something like hash include iostream.h, that is a file, and that will be followed by your main function. And this main function, I want to read the input, so I will be defining some variable, that is integer x. Now, after declaring or defining that particular variable x, later I want to read that particular input, so I will write display something onto the output device. What is that? Enter the value of x. Okay, this will be printed on the output device. Later I need to read the input from input device, so I will be writing cin x. Later again cout value of x is, again here I need to use what? %d, followed by, if you want you can write x there only, value ds x. So this is how you are going to write your C++ programming for just reading some input. Cin will be using for writing some output onto the display, will be using cout statement. So coming back to the last topic, which is a return type. A return type, as I told you, when you write, have discussed in the previous subject or previous session, like first you are going to write the return statement, return type, it will be followed by function name, and that will be followed by the arguments. This will be like how you are going to write your function definition or function declaration. Similarly, if you consider main is also a function, in this main function first what we have written? Void, that represents a return type. Now, whenever I say void, this function does not return any value. Suppose instead of void, if I make this as integer, and if I try to compile, you will get an error called as no return type, no return value specified. Why? Because this function has to return some value of which type? Integer type. So in that case, at the end of the program, I will be writing return statement like return 0, return 1 or something. Okay. So this is how we are going to use return type in functions. When some data has to be returned to the main function or the function which is calling this particular function, then I will be using return type. If the function is not returning anything, then I will be writing void. Okay, so you can use float, you can use double, you can use anything that you want while using this return type. Okay, so hope I am clear with this topics. Next I will continue with the next topic in the next session. Thank you.